Greetings. What a mess do we have here. Alright, so unless you really watch my channels or a channel from a very long time ago, you may not recognize this machine. This is a trash picked 486 paint matcher. The hard drive in it was completely dead when I got it, which I think is why they did what they did and got rid of it. So we're going to try to bring it back to life today. Ah, crap. Sorry about kicking the tripod. Where's my stuff? Alright. So, seriously, where is my stuff? Give me a second. Alright, I found my stuff. So, I have a box of floppy disks, a compact flash to IDE adapter, because this does have an IDE controller in it, and somewhere over here, somewhere I'd have the, oh, it's back here I think. No, it's not. I literally just had it in my hand, and I have a 500 meg compact flash drive somewhere. I'll find it. At least I better find it, or this video is over before it begins. So I'm running out of space here, if you can't hear. I need to get rid of a lot of the computers I have in here. I have plans for. Some I have just done some videos for, and I need to finish, packing them back up and getting them into the storage unit. But let me find my compact flash adapter. I think I dropped it in my blue bag over there, and I will be right back. I did not drop it in the blue bag. I was sitting on it. So anyway. So I realized I left the floppy drive cage at home, so I'm borrowing the one from that gem computer. Again, another reason why it helps to have these extra computers here. And as I keep saying, and some people listen, some people don't, if you hear some background noise, there's a heater behind me, and there's a generator over there. If you don't like the generator sounds, there's a couple things you can do. In the description below is a link to my Patreon. You can support my Patreon so I can get a quieter generator, some better noise stuff, or find a place to I actually have electric and internet. Anyway, I mean I don't mean to be a dick. Please don't take it that way. Anyway, so let's get started with this. Let's make sure, if you, God, I had to have found this in 2017. I was still just a driver for AutoZone when I found it, and I started working on it and I just never finished. And by the way, lttstore.com. And that's the other thing, if you support my Patreon page or support me during my live streams, you're not really supporting me, you're supporting the channel, and then I help other channels. I don't support other people, I support their content, which is why I went to lttstore.com and got this stealth water bottle. But before we even get started, let's make sure this thing even works. It is plugged in, and I have a different monitor now. That was a good sign. So it is 66 megahertz. It looks like 8 megs of RAM. I don't know what you can see. And then floppy disk fail, and it should give me a hard disk fail as well. So it is a 46DX2 at 66 megahertz. Detecting hard drive, none failed. Okay, so let's consider getting a floppy drive installed. I can never remember, on floppy drives, is the red line out or in? Ooh, I hope. Does this require power or no? It does. Shoot. I may have to make an adapter. This one only has one floppy disk. Oh no, it doesn't. It has two. Thank God. I thought I was going to have to make a thing, make an adapter. What did I do with those wire cutters? I need my wire cutters. Alright, just to give you a sneak preview, there's two tool reviews that I filmed. One's coming out the day this is being filmed, and the other will be next Wednesday, I think. Haven't decided how I want to do it yet. Whether I want to do them like on Wednesdays or throughout the week. Because I'm thinking I want to do at least 2 different types of videos a week. These types of videos that I'm doing now, I want to do on Sundays. The other types of videos I want to do maybe a Wednesday. Let me know how you feel about that. Because by the time you see this video, the other tool review will be up. And give you a sneak peek, because this one won't be the one that comes up. This will be a different one. I like these Amazon Basics tools. They're not bad. There's things I don't like about them, but honestly, for an app like I've worked in shops my whole life. Whether it be lawnmower repair shops or automotive repair shops. I've worked at them both. I have used all kinds of tools, everything from cheapo Harbor Freight stuff all the way up to really good stuff. And you know, I kind of became a tool snob for a while. Like, I wouldn't use anything unless it said Snap-on, Matco, or Mac on it, or Cornwell or something. You know, it had to be a professional tool or else I wouldn't want to use it. And honestly, I found out that there's a lot of really good tools out there that have other names on them. Alright, so for the time being, I'm not going to mount this into the case. Let's grab pin 1. Oh, this is not a pin 1 is usually the red one, right? So if it, and it said detected hard disk, so that means I shouldn't have to go in and set this up. In fact, I might not have to have used a 512 meg. I probably could have used a 1 or 2 gig. So, alright, so the floppy drive light is on constantly, so that means I have it backwards. Some, like, floppy drives are weird. So let's see what it detects. I'm using a different monitor because if you remember, the other one had a problem. So this shows up, yes, 512 meg. No option skip, no. Alright. And I hope you can actually see that. I'll bring it up a little bit. For whatever reason, this monitor stand, just like the other one, won't move up. So here's what we're going to do. We're just going to go ahead and see what happens. Now my goal is to find the drivers and the hardware to make that work. And it's coming up SanDisk, FD, SDF, or CFJ 512. So that's good. Seems like I could put a so this is DOS 1. Hopefully I don't need a separate boot disk. If not, now I brought my laptop and ooh, I've never used this this floppy disk or floppy drive. I might have to try a different floppy drive. Is there a SATA RAID system floppy disk? Yeah, defense. So I can set up my laptop and make a boot disk if I have to. Actually, that's what I'm going to try to do. I'll come back to you guys in a minute. I gotta be honest, I don't know if it's Windows, I don't know if it's this particular floppy drive, I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know if you can see this, like just trying to do any, or I don't know if it's the 1 terabyte hard drive I have in here, because this is the only computer that I have. I don't have an SSD in, and just trying to do anything on this is like incredibly painful. Like, it's just so hard to get anything to actually work. I had to go in and end the task for trying to make the boot disk, and it's just incredible. But the other thing is, for whatever reason, like this USB floppy drive consistently has the light on no matter what, even when I'm not doing this. So I don't know if there's a problem with the disk drive, or what, but we'll make this work. I'll come back in a minute. So I'm able to, I think, I switched USB ports, and I went into the command line. Track 0 bad, format failed. Like, it really seems like it just wants me to, seems like it just wants me to keep a disk in there at all times. So let's go back to this green one. Format A. You know what I should have done is I should have done format A/S. Hell, I should have made these disks before I left home. I mean, I have, like, these are all DOS 6.22 and Windows 3.1 or 3.11, and because my other USB floppy drive seemed like it went bad because it just wasn't making disks, it wasn't reading disks. It kept giving me all kinds of errors while I was writing them. And so this one here, I decided let me just get a new USB floppy drive. What I should have done, and if I, yeah, see, these are all, this, I think this drive is not good. If only I had a system here with XP and a... I just came up with an idea. I'll be right back. So here I am copying all this to a SD card, or to an SD card, and I realized that computer doesn't have an SD card reader. And I don't really want to go and buy a USB thumb drive because I have like dozens of them at home. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet. This USB floppy drive just isn't working. Excuse me. And I do have the ability to, if I could get these files onto there. I don't think I have any CDRs with me. I might check the truck, but I don't think I do, because I might be able to just burn them to a CD. But every time I try to bring up the crap, wrong way. There we go. Every time I try to bring up this the self-imager, it comes up boot 622.exe not responding, and the light comes on the floppy drive. Because what I noticed is if I take the floppy drive and plug it in, it'll go through a cycle, and then it'll shut off the light, and then as soon as I put the drive, the disc in, seems to work fine, and then as soon as I hit that, it goes from running to not responding. So let me figure out what I want to do, because in order to shut or in order to go to the closest place that I have is a CVS, and they're expensive, and I really don't want to spend all day on this. It is 11:41. So I don't really want to spend all day on this. And I really don't know. You know, I could you know what? I could transfer them to my phone. Yeah, you know what? Let me try that. I'll unplug my GoPro. I'm gonna try transferring them to my phone and see if I can get Windows XP to show my phone, and I'll figure this out. And then as soon as I do that, as soon as I shut off the camera, it actually started to work. Let me try a different disc because this one does not seem to be working. But in the meantime, I am going to transfer all these files to my phone just in case, because it's just, I don't know if I trust this drive right now. Heck, I don't know if I trust the drive that's in that XP machine either. I knew that weird gem computer would come in handy. So I'm going to plug my phone in and put these on the SD card in that. And luckily I'm connected to the internet. I don't know if the XP system will set up my phone or not, to be honest, but let's see what we can do. So we're testing two things. We're going to see if this will actually work. And there's definitely something wrong with this graphics card, because I was not having these kind of issues with the other monitor, but I am with this one. And it's kind of working. I kind of want to just do all this to over here. Alright, see if I see a folder that says XP stuff. Because if I do, then that means it worked. Oh, this is going from the internal phone. So I think I'll hook it up to my laptop in a minute. And oh my god, this is Windows or this is USB 1.1. Oh, sorry about that. I'll come back in a minute. So I don't know if it's this drive is bad. I doubt it. But whenever I go in here to cancel on that. I just want one particular file off of here. So when I go in here, I don't know what you can see. You probably can't see squat. Let me zoom you in. I'm gonna make this a two-parter. I can't deal with this right now. So when I go in here, I've tried all these other floppy disks. Format A colon. Insert disk when ready. I is ready. It'll make some weird sounds, which you can probably hear. 0% completed. Invalid media. Let me try doing it this way. No, it's definitely unlocked. Okay. Because I've tried 3 different disks. I have a 4th one. This is some sort of Max Blast hard drive accelerator. If that one's bad, I don't really know what to do. Yeah, so well, I'm going to try one more thing. I have another floppy drive right behind me. Oh yeah. So turn off. So it is working as far as the wrong way. As far as the concerned, as far as it goes, crap, my brain's just not working on me. As far as my phone working on there, sort of. But it wants to take like 25 minutes to copy this simple file over, and I don't know. I think I'd rather work on other projects today, like finishing. I started painting a trailer. And I need to find out whether or not this light is causing you guys seizures too. Because, so I'm going to try this other floppy drive I have. Shoot. You unplug that so nothing crazy goes on. That I think this thing will boot from it. From a USB device anyway. I'm going to try shutting this light off. Because I can see a flicker here, but I can't see it on the camera. And you can see it's a lot darker now. Right. This is just completely crazy. So I'm going to try this disc here. Okay, so this one's working. So apparently this floppy drive's not any good either. So let me plug my cellular telecommunications device in. Again. Tell it yes. To allow. I don't want the camera wizard. Shut up. Picture information, stop, I don't want you to. Find my computer. This is all at USB 1.1 speeds. So this is the drive I'm going to want to use when I make the boot disk. So you guys might actually get to see something exciting, because if I start seeing progress, I'm going to start working. If I don't start seeing progress, I'm not going to keep working. LTTstore.com. What I might do now is, now that I know this drive works, I might yes, I know there's a high-speed device plugged into a low-speed hub. And there's 30 days left of activation. So I might try booting this computer off the DOS disk. There we go. or I probably shouldn't have. I probably should have waited on this because it's saying 45 minutes remaining. I don't want all my stuff. I just want a couple things off of here. So this graphics card is definitely a problem. The having all kinds of problems with floppy drives. And yeah, let's just I'll go ahead and pause the video for now, and we'll get back to this when I see some sort of progress that is, well, progress. It looks like it's finally copied the file that I need. Boot 622 WinImage self-extractor file. Insert floppy to right. Let's cross our fingers. Disk is not empty, data will be lost. Yes. Look at it go. Look at it go. Dude, like, I am so happy right now. I can't express that enough. That holy crap. This has been a wild ride. So it turns out all three of these are bad. I really wish there was a company manufacturing brand new floppies, because this gets old very quickly. Not like I have so many floppies at home that I don't want to lose the data on, but I might have to because crazy stuff like this. So what we're going to do is disconnected that because I don't really need it doing that. You know, let me plug my GoPro back in because I'm probably going to have is this still on? No, luckily it shuts itself off after a while. Because I'm going to go ahead, I think once I start doing these, you know, copying these over, you know, I'm going to go ahead and set the GoPro up into time lapse so that you can watch me do that. So I've been keeping the GoPro fully charged since the batteries in it suck so bad. Oh no. Let's just try ignore. Because a lot of times it'll go to a different head or a different track. As long as it boots enough to get me into, there, I'll be fine. So I'm just going to keep hitting ignore because I think it's already done enough. But I need to like, can you buy new floppy disks from like Amazon or anything? So you can get them. They're not cheap. This is the one I got, I think. Is that the Sabre one? No. But, yeah, so I had gotten a floppy disk. I probably should have gotten, it looks like the same exact thing. I think I'm going to buy, go ahead and get some, alright, so, looks like it might have worked. Let's, restart this computer. And let me, because I noticed it said check some error when I turned it on. So let me see if I can. I'll go into the BIOS and make sure it's going to boot from the floppy disk. If it boots, that's all I care. Yep, it's set to do that. Save CMOS and oh, it's in sleep mode right now. My Wi-Fi hotspot. So that thing's a Celeron 850. What is it doing? So I'm ordering some floppy disks. I don't think you really need to see me that much. And it's completely locked up. There's a Windows XP CD in there. Starting MS-DOS. That's all I really wanted to see. I don't need the CD driver. That's not the thing on here. Okay. So we shall overcome. Alright, so let's try the floppy drive that's in here. You know what might help? Like, this might only help a little bit. Is turning this bad boy on, or plugging this bad boy in. Really all I need for this is keyboard, video, and power. So let's try this. And wow, those are some bright lights. I was gonna say it's pretty quiet, but I guess that makes. Oh, I might want to have the. So if this works, since I don't have any other mounts, I'm gonna mount the GoPro into this tripod mount and do a floppy disk fail. Like, that just like completely failed altogether. Like, am I even plugged in? Like, that failed like altogether. So yeah, let's try. Of course, the dirtiest floppy drive I have is the one that actually works. Like, I wish I had my air compressor with me. It's that bad. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I honestly don't miss all this crap we used to have to do back in the day. Oh yeah, I was in the middle of ordering some floppy drive things. And which card? Yeah, we'll use the MasterCard. I don't want to use my So this is where things got weird before, because it kind of like just sat there. Sat there for a minute. Like it wasn't going to do anything. And it still is doing just that. Which made me think that this drive was bad. I don't know if I should try swapping ports on the cable. Well, no, because that came up as floppy drive A. Well, I might go ahead and mount this just so that I'm not worried about shorting it out. By the way, there will be a link to this in the video description as well. This is a very decent toolkit for working on computers. It's very cheap. It's like $8 or $9 if I recall correctly. Like I keep one here, I keep one at my house. They are that good to me, at least. And I think they would be good for you too. If you ever want to work on electronics, that is. If you don't, then by all means. I'm going to try yet another floppy drive. I have a Dell Optiplex over here. I'm going to steal that floppy drive. Actually, yeah, I want to try a different port on here just to see. I mean, I don't think that's going to do anything, but we'll try it anyway. It is 8 megs. That's a lot for a 486. Although, maybe I'll go into setup and make sure. That could be why, because it was set to CA and it's trying to boot off the C drive. That could be half my problem right there. Because I was trying to find something on the C drive. I know your memory's good. I hope I don't run out of gas in the generator. I think this video has ended up pretty, okay, so that, let me, swap that back. Like, you know, it's weird because, like, I'm an old nerd. You know, I'm 35. Like, this stuff was relevant when I was young. And I don't miss it. There we go. That's all I had to do was flop that around. So I'm going to go into F-Disk and set up the drive. And then so I think we're getting somewhere. What do you think? Do you think we're getting somewhere? Let's try it. There we go. Now we can X out that. Oh shit. You heard me say a swear word. Alright. So 3. Delete non-DOS. 4. Yes. 1. The primary DOS. Yes, I'm going to use the whole 500 megs. That was weird. That was weird, wasn't it? So I'm going to go back into F-disk and see what happens. I don't really know what my plans are with this computer. Like, it has no sound card, which I could put one in it. That's not a problem. I do want to try to find... My goal is to find the software to make this work. The, whatchamacallit, the paint thingy, the paint doohickey, that's the right word, right? Alright, so now I'll go back in and make sure that that F-disk thing happened. Primary DOS, 488 megs. 2, the only is already set as active. Alright, so what we'll do is we will put in the DOS disk 1. Ah, poop. Oh well. Let me go get that. If that's... I can't do this. If that's not happening, I can't do this. I might have to wait till I get my new floppy disks in. Because, oh, that's bad. That's, this is an operating system. So I might try the Windows disk one, see what happens. I don't think it's the upgrade one, so I should be okay. Because that would suck if all these are bad. Because these all came from a thrift store. But they sat in the door panel of my truck. And, so this is EGA, VGA. I don't even know what kind of thing it is. Like what kind of adapter it is. Because if I could at least put Windows on it without it freaking out, that would be pretty cool. Well, here, let me try the DOS one again. See if that might work. Okay. So we'll try, jeez. I'm not gonna make you sit through that one more time. Alright, so I've hit setup and it's reading the drive now. And hopefully, because you know what I've done in the past is I installed Windows 3.1 and it never told me that it needed the DOS files first. And we'll just do the Express. Why is it? Oh, I know what. I'll be right back again. This was my fear. A lot of these discs are just not reading, and I'm just gonna So I'm going to leave this video here, and I'll come back to this when I have the new discs and write the new discs, because yeah, this just isn't working, and I really wish it was. But yeah, I hate to do this and like do it in a part 1 and 2. I also want to get you guys some good footage, get you some good content coming out, and yeah, it's not even enough to boot the system. So I'm gonna try to see what I can do. Maybe throughout the week. Saturday I get out of work at 4, but I don't really have a whole lot of light in here. But I'll be able to do something, I think, Saturday after work. But I think for right now I want to kind of get home, finish painting my trailer. I'll show you pictures of what I've done now, but yeah, I'll come back to this at another time. I promise. I will not leave this one hanging. So thanks for watching. Have a blessed day. Don't forget to look in the description for links to cool stuff, and I'll talk to you guys later. Have a blessed day.